training every day, but I want to see the players that are in best condition, in the best mindset to afford the game in the final day against Chelsea.
How do you balance a decision with whether you try to build momentum in this game with whether you should rotate some players and maybe rest some players?
No, I'm going to assess the squad, how they feeling, how everybody has recovered, and ideally I want to play as a strong team as I can. As well, we have to respect that there are a few teams in relegation battle, and we are responsible for that as well.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
Carve at Sky.
Mikel, first one, I don't know if you're aware of the news this morning that Unai Emery has just been appointed the manager of Villarreal. I just wondered what your thoughts were. It was good to see him back in the game, and what kind of job do you think he will do at Villarreal?
Well, first of all, congratulate him for the new job. He's going back to Spain. He's a manager that has a lot of experience in there, and he's been very successful there. Wish him all the best from our side. There's a lot of people here that likes him a lot and has huge respect for him. Thanks from my side as well for what he did here with the players and trying to improve the team and the squad, and wish him all the best from our side, and hopefully things will go well for him.
And looking ahead to the game on Sunday, obviously there's so much at stake for Watford, maybe not so much at stake for your players. Are you convinced that your players will give 100% and do everything possible to win on Sunday?
Well, that's the way we will prepare the game, that's for sure. We need to know the responsibility we have towards the other clubs as well, and the responsibility we have just wearing that shirt in any game, and it has to be to win the football game and prepare. So if mentally you are not ready, or your level of implication is not 100%, then you have a problem.
And obviously your training ground is right next door to Watford's training ground. I wonder what you've made of what has happened there this season, and especially in the last few days, because it seems extraordinary that a team would part company with their manager with just 2 games to go of the season.
Well, I don't know the decision behind, or the arguments or whatever happened behind that, but obviously when the club makes that decision is to try to get the best out of the players, but I don't know what happens, and I cannot comment there.
And just looking at the league table, I mean, it's very strange for people of a certain age to see Arsenal in 10th place in the Premier League. How long do you think it will take for that to change? How big a job do you have on your hands? Are we talking about years and years before Arsenal get back to the level we're used to seeing them at?
Well, I don't think the league table lies at the end of 10 months and with 38 games to go. How long? Hopefully next season it will be very different. We have a beautiful challenge, a very demanding challenge, but a beautiful challenge ahead of us. We have to put this right. We have to bring this club back to where it belongs, which is with the top teams in the country and in Europe. And in order to do that, we have to make a lot of good decisions.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, Mikel, Lindsay from PLP. Obviously, you had Aston Villa last time and then Watford for this final game of the season. Did you expect Arsenal to have such a say in the relegation race, and how do you feel about it?
Well, I was getting closer to the day. It was looking like that with the result that they were happening every week. But, we have to do what we have to do. We can only be responsible for how we perform and approach the football matches. And the same way I'm saying that is a reflection of what you've done in 10 months after, it cannot be just a reflection of what you've done in 1 or 2 games. So I think it works the same way to everybody.
How do you feel about individual awards for players? Because Aubameyang is 3 away from Jamie Vardy for the Golden Boot.
Well, obviously it's nice for the players to do that, because I think it's an individual prize, but at the end the rewards it's a collective thing because everybody contributes into that rewards. If we can help over to do anything with that, obviously more than happy to do that. But the collective side is always in front of that.
And I expect that you trust he could get a hat trick in this match.
I don't know. First of all, he needs to start the game, and then we will see what happens.
And have you got any more injury updates for us?
No.
No.
News.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
George at the BBC.
Mikel, hello.
Hello.
Arsenal lost to Watford a couple of seasons ago, and Brittini said that Arsenal lacked a bit of cojones and a bit of balls. So I just wonder if there'll be revenge in the air for 5 of your squad who played that match, who might want to send Watford down after what he said a couple of seasons ago.
No, I think revenge or where you are annoyed and when you want to put things right is probably because you feel that what is being said is right. If you don't feel is right, that it doesn't justify the way you approach the game or the way you fight, it doesn't have to affect you. So I think that's a very personal thing.
What he shouldn't have said what he said. I know it's a few years old, but he shouldn't have said what it said, and your players won't care.
I don't know. Every player is free to say whatever they want, so I cannot comment in every opinion.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ian at Talksport.
Hi, Mikel.
Hello.
You said just now the table doesn't lie after 10 months. So, can you explain why Arsenal have underachieved so much this season?
Because we haven't been consistent, because we have obviously a lot of issues as well in the background, a lot of things that had happened, but at the end of the day, we weren't good enough to be with the top teams, and that's not a lie. And it shows the big room for improvement and the gap that is still there that has to be minimized really, really quickly in order to be in a good position to challenge those teams.
Does it hurt you having to say that, being a former Arsenal captain who's lifted trophies with the club?
It hurts so much because, when I said it's a beautiful challenge, and as well from my side, is to bring the club into those positions again. And I know how difficult it's going to be because you can see the other teams, what they're doing, what they've been doing the last few seasons, and the road and the direction that we have to take in order to be quick in that transition. But I'm very positive that we're going to be able to do it.
Arguably, I know managers always look just at the next game, but arguably your most important game left now is the cup final to try and get into Europe. It would only be human nature, really, for the players to think that as well, wouldn't it, ahead of this game with Watford?
Yeah, but the best way to prepare the final is to be 100% focused on the next game, get the confidence back, getting good momentum, physically be ready to do that. Because when you're not, bad things happen all the time, and we better be prepared.
And the final one from me, I understand Mustafi is the only injury doubt, so that means that Ozil and Guendouzi are available to play. Will we see them again this season?
Yeah, the rest is true that Musti is injured. We need to assess a little bit how long he's going to be out, and the other two are available.
Thank you, Mikel.
Thank you.
Mark at the Press Association.
Hi, Mikel. You touched on Mustafi there. Are you hopeful that he'll be fit for the cup final?
I doubt it. I don't know. We have to see how he evolves in the next few days, but at the moment, I doubt it.
Thanks. Obviously your relationship with Pep is well known to everyone. Were you surprised how publicly he criticised Arsenal earlier in the week? Were you surprised by those comments?
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to comment on that.
No worries. Do you feel a sense of duty to the Premier League almost, that you have to play a strong side against Watford this weekend?
Yeah. I think it's our responsibility. And a strong side doesn't mean that players that have played less, that they participate. For me, it's more about how we approach the game and how you get into that game to win the game. That is not 50-50s. There is not any lack of intensity or anything like that. We cannot do that.
If you win that game, you can still finish up in 8th. Is winning the FA Cup and finishing 8th in the Premier League, does that constitute a good season for Arsenal?
No. For me, this club deserves the best, and and you have to be fighting for every title. Obviously, after everything that happened, if we are able to win the final and qualify for Europe, we can say that it's okay, but it's not the level for this football club.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.